Hey guys, Scripted, we're here with another video. This is, like, gold. I don't understand what's happening. So basically, there's, if you don't know, and I'm blocked by, I think, all of these people. I don't even, actually, I might not even be blocked by Molly Damon. And I don't think I am. I'm sure I will be once people catch wind of this video, if they catch wind of it. Basically everybody else I'm going to talk about today has blocked me. So Molly Damon posted this tweet. Oh, first of all, I'll give you sort of an idea of who this person is. And she's basically, her and her husband have a Star Wars channel. I think she did some cosplay for a while. You know, people made fun of them for, like, this one photo of, like, them at some party with him as Leia and whatever. I don't really care. They're just trying to be funny. Is it corny? Yeah. Do I care? No. And I'm not here to, like, bash them. Like, whatever. They're essentially, like, you could make the argument they're shills, right? Because they tend to praise things and not give really good reasoning why those things are good. It's kind of like a lot of the shills do. Like, you ask them, hey, so they'll say, this is so amazing and this is the best ever and then you go like, hey, so how come? What did you like about it? And there's not really any depth there. And some people accuse them of doing that to get free merchandise and get attention and whatever, go to get, tickets to the premieres or whatever. And honestly, if that's why they're doing that, that is super duper lame. But at the same time, go ahead if that's what you want to do. Eventually people are going to see through it if that's what you're doing. And the people that want real criticism aren't going to jive with that because, real criticism means that you explain why you like things and why you don't. The irony, of course, is that their channel is called Star Wars Explained. And they do a lot of, like, just answering questions about different things and lore and characters and aliens and stuff like that. So, again, I'm not here to be like, these people are horrible idiots, blah, 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 blah. But they did something pretty funny. Or Molly did something pretty funny. Molly tends to be very interested in the cause, which is kind of interesting as well when you consider, all my past videos. You consider the leaked footage of the Disney VP talking about how the Disney folks, and everyone wonders, why do they keep putting out this stuff when they're losing money? Well, because according to him, they believe they're going to change the world, how we think about society and stuff like that. And it seems like she, oftentimes with her tweets, is kind of aiming for the same thing. Like if you see here, I'm the co-host. Hi, I'm Molly. I'm the co-host of Star Wars Explained, and I love Star Wars trivia, Grogu, and makeup. I'm a big supporter of not fighting what you hate, but saving what you love, right? Which is Rose Tico's corny line when she slams into Finn in Return of the Jedi. Oh my gosh, that's bad. Forgive me, please, people, for saying that. The Last Jedi, the Lost Jedi, Jake Skywalker. The scene where he's going to save everybody by blowing up the cannon that's going to take out the door by running his ship into it and sacrificing himself. And for a brief moment, many of us were like, wow, they finally are going to do something, like, actually kind of cool. Like, I hate to see him go, but for him to make that sacrifice is pretty cool. No, only Holdo's allowed. Only the purple-haired lady's allowed to make the sacrifice. And so Rose runs into him and kisses him, and it's really kind of awkward and weird because you never really got the sense there was a lot of love back and forth there. It was just kind of very surface level. And then she says, it's not about fighting what you hate, it's about saving what you love. And it's like, yeah, but no, you're dealing with a massive, crazy empire that if you don't acquiesce, they're going to kill you. So you kind of have to resist them and fight back. You can't just save what you love because they're going to kill you and what you love. It was such a stupid line. Anyway, all that to say, so she does kind of have this thing about, Molly has this thing about I'm, fighting the social fight of I'm protecting the minorities and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, whatever. I don't really care. And in all reality, the people she's going after, when I show you what she has been doing, are just on the opposite side of the pendulum. Sure, everything Disney Star Wars does is amazing to her, and everything they're doing is crappy to them. It's literally, they're just on opposite ends of the spectrum. So neither of them are better or worse. It's just funny to me. Now, in my opinion, what's better is certain critiques. Her critiques to me are not very good. Some of these other guys' critiques are very funny and pretty good a lot of the time. I don't agree with everything anybody says. Anyway, so let's get into this. So she wrote, this is where it gets really, really funny. There's a bunch of other YouTubers that really backed this, I think. You can kind of tell. So it's pretty funny. So here's she took a lot of time in doing this. I'll give Molly credit. I mean, she put in a lot of time and effort for this. I don't know why anyone would do that. It's very strange. I don't know if these people live in suburban bubbles and they've never been offended, but like being offended is part of life. So here's what she wrote. She wrote a literal like manifesto or something to YouTube to try and get rid of accounts or whatever that she doesn't think are nice. Last week, actor Amanda Stenberg, what? And then she put her pronouns. Like, dude, do we really need to do that? Posted candid comments on Instagram about the rampage of bigotry and vitriol that she has received since leading the cast of The Acolyte, the latest addition to the Star Wars universe. Stenberg's experience is not new. And I touched on this in another video. Stenberg has shown 0 receipts. I saw a couple of very mild... The most sort of racially inflamed thing I saw in terms of responses to her posts was a couple guys said, oh yay, we have to have another black female lead. Which, if that's really bugging you that bad, I mean, that's something you can pretty easily ignore as a grown adult. It's not like they're like, F&N, like, come on. Like, so, other than that, I've seen nothing. So it's pretty mild, like in adult land. We aren't 5-year-olds. In fact, this known tactic was initially provoked by former Breitbart news editor Milo Yiannopoulos, who aggressively targeted Ghostbusters actor Leslie Jones under the guise of film criticism. After prolonged insults against her Ghostbusters character resulted in harassment against Jones on Twitter, Yiannopoulos claimed Jones was playing the victim when she called for action against the harassment. The aggressive gaslighting of Jones's experience resulted in Yiannopoulos being banned from Twitter. As far as I know, he took it to another level. Again, and I said this about Stenberg and all of these people, Tran, whatever. Why don't you show the receipts and get these people banned then? There was receipts. I don't remember exactly what he said, but I do remember Milo took it pretty far, man. Like, I don't remember exactly. But Milo's never been one to restrain himself. So he definitely took it further than anything I've seen under Stenberg or Tran's tweets or anything like that. So if there's receipts, you can do what they did with Milo and get these people banned, these accounts that are apparently harassing you. But these people just claim it's happening and never show receipts, which doesn't make any sense, because if you want to get them off Twitter, then show the receipts. So it's all just made up as far as I'm concerned until I see proofs, right? Anyways, what does Milo Yiannopoulos have to do with Star Wars YouTubers? 8 years later, Yiannopoulos' playbook against marginalized actors has burgeoned into a multi-million-dollar business on YouTube, which has been permitted to develop unchecked with the help of YouTube's partner program. This playbook's biggest target, Star Wars. Yiannopoulos talks about Star Wars? Yiannopoulos had a pretty big following before he even mentioned Leslie Jones. Like, he was pretty huge. He'd already gone around and spoke at many universities and all types of stuff. So the Leslie Jones thing is not what made him popular. I don't understand what she's saying here. As fans of the Star Wars franchise, we have tirelessly witnessed a handful of YouTube creators continuously drive prolonged insults and harassment against marginalized actors and members of our community. Enough is enough. The Star Wars fandom demands that YouTube enforce its community guidelines against prolonged insults and incitement of targeted harassment towards women of color by demonetizing YouTube channels and Geeks and Gamers, Ryan Kinnell, and Nerdrotic. Okay, it sounds like she's saying that Yiannopoulos is going after Jones influenced these guys to start YouTube channels? Or to make fun of them on their YouTube channels? Is that what she's saying? That's a big, that's a chasm to jump over to get to that. I don't understand. So these guys are just they don't have their own opinion about what's going on. It's just, let's do this because Yiannopoulos did it. What? And again, as far as I know, these guys were already pretty big. Well, maybe Ryan Kinnell wasn't. I know Geeks and Gamers has been around for quite a while. Probably as long as Yiannopoulos has. Nerdrotic has been around for quite a while as well. So I don't know what a weird thing to connect this with. But anyways, okay. So The facts! In 2018, Geeks and Gamers encouraged harassment against Vietnamese American actor Kelly Marie Tran. So that leading up to Tran's departure from Instagram due to prolonged harassment. Geeks and Gamers published nearly 15 videos relevant to Tran's Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi character Rose Tico. 15 videos. That is a lot of videos, I'm not going to lie, on one character from one movie, but whatever. The channel claimed that Tran's character... Okay, so here's her example. Okay, so she does give an example. The channel claimed that Tran's character is one of the most hideous characters of all time, the most unlikable character ever. Okay, you're talking about a character, it doesn't matter, and exists for forced diversity. And again, that if that's their opinion, none of this is about Kelly being who she is. This is literally talking about the character. Is that it? That's what you got? There was nothing worse than that? That's pretty mild. Like, that's super duper mild. Many of the comments found in Geeks and Gamers videos can be seen in hateful comments under Trans's now deleted Instagram. But again, show the receipts. That was pretty mild. Molly, like, that's nothing. I've been called all types of names. Like, come on. That's super mild. I don't get it. That's all you got. Many of the, like, most hideous character of all time. Okay? Who cares? It's character. Most unlikable character ever. Okay, he doesn't like the character. It's character. Exists for forced diversity. Believes she was only put in there because of diversity instead of story. He's allowed to think that. I don't think she's the most hideous character of all time or the most unlikable character ever. I do think there may be some of the forced diversity stuff, but either way, I actually thought she would have been a really cool character if they'd done something cool with her, because she was supposed to be like a really top-end mechanic. And instead of incorporating that into the movie, which would have been super duper cool, like you're going through space, they're chasing you, whatever, and something major happens that she's the only person that can figure out how to fix it, and she fixes it and saves the day, whatever, something like that would have been way cooler than just having her talk about how billionaires bad, space bunny horses racing is bad. Like, that's the problem. And again, that's a character-based assessment. As far as the forced diversity, I don't really care. I don't care. I just want these characters to not suck. And her character did suck. And I think Kelly Marie Tran, if she analyzed her character, which I'm sure she has, she does realize she was a wasted character. Just like Finn and a lot of other ones. Okay, so that's nothingness. You're not getting them banned for that, sweetheart. I'm sorry. Geeks and Gamers championed RK Outpost, a channel that frequently targets marginalized actors, including Moses Ingram, a black American cast member in the TV series Kenobi, days before Ingram called out racist backlash against her Instagram. RK Outpost called Ingram a lunatic who can do nothing other than play the victim. Well, again, that's not a racist thing to say. You know, calling somebody a lunatic is just saying they're acting crazy, and can do nothing other than play the victim, again, is not... That's just a comment. RK Outpost has recently referred to Ingram's Kenobi character Reva as dumb and retarded. Okay, like, that's a character in a show, Molly. He thinks that Reva was dumb and retarded. Reva is a character. And Reva was a pretty crappy character. And Reva was on screen way too much for a Kenobi show. It's supposed to be about Obi-Wan Kenobi, not Reva. And she was on the screen half the time. And her character was dumb, in my opinion, because she got stabbed twice and lived both times. Like, Darth Vader stabs her. Like, he didn't sense she was still alive. Like, finish the job, bro. And then walks away and she's still alive. That doesn't even make any sense. So, I don't get what the problem is there. Like, yeah, the language is a little bit flamboyant, calling her retarded or whatever, but so what? Like, nothing in there is... Like, again, if these are the best examples you have, this is pretty weak. Like, it's weak. Geeks and Gamers and RK Outpost frequently co-host the live stream Friday Night Tights on Nerdrotic's YouTube channel, where the three channels have made a profitable business reusing prolonged insults against marginalized actors featured in Star Wars, Captain Marvel, and The Lord of the Rings of Power, to name a few. Well, I mean, The Rings of Power is an ongoing show, so they're going to critique it. You can't really say much there. I mean, again, you got to give better examples. Do you have an example of something they've said that was bad? Okay, Amandla is the current target of this YouTube-based operation. Together, Geeks and Gamers, RK Outpost, and Nerdrotic have led the charge against Amandla even before the release of The Acolyte, producing nearly 40 videos relevant to Amandla and The Acolyte since May. These channels have asserted that Amandla is vapid and narcissistic, the adult pretender, dumb, and a half-black bee for defending herself against racism. She is mixed. I mean, you can't deny that. And it is a little strange, Molly, when someone has a white father and grew up in an extraordinarily privileged background, making a music video inserting herself into issues like slavery. That's a little rich, don't you think? So when you do that, when you put that video out there and you put yourself in public, connecting yourself to something you have no connection to whatsoever, people are going to make fun of you. That's the way the world works. Just like you're on the other side praising it, there's going to be people on the other side making fun of it. That's just the way it is. That's life. Do I like the language per se? No, but it is what it is. I mean, whatever. It's not enough to get their channels taken down. And again, for defending herself against racism, which we have zero receipts for. These channels have gaslit Amanda by claiming she's playing the victim card, with RK Outpost proclaiming, "You've never been oppressed in your life, you be." And again, he could have said it a little better the way I just said it, but he's not. He's allowed to call her that. Like, he's allowed. These YouTubers also used racist dog whistles, including the angry black woman stereotype. Okay, well, but again, I mean, if she's being that, then maybe that's, I guess I could kind of see why they would say that. But none of this is even close to the level of racism that, the word is defined by. The hate campaign against Amanda has been so profitable that other major YouTubers have joined the attacks on Amanda, including Star Wars Theory. How many more good faith content creators will turn to profitable hate campaigns if this behavior is permitted to continue with no repercussions? Again, where's the receipt on Star Wars Theory? He's literally said that she's a crappy actor in the show and that her public statements are cringe. And they are. They are cringe. See, what I don't understand is Amanda's coming from a dark place. Like, she's allowed to label anybody who doesn't like the show as this, but no one else is allowed to say anything about her. That's kind of weird. I find that a little weird, right? Like, so she gets her own set of rules and everybody else gets a different set of rules, Molly? Like, that's weird. That's weird. And then, okay, this is and she says, "You need to take action." This is hilarious. I can't believe how much time. Look, she even put, like, footnotes. Wow, she really did. Crazy. The Star Wars fandom refuses to watch another marginalized actor or fan be singled out by prolonged racist harassment from a handful of YouTubers as a result of YouTube's inaction, which has transformed hate into a lucrative career path. It is concerning to us that targeting marginalized actors on their social media platforms has historically resulted in platform bans, whereas the same behavior has made provocateurs millionaires on YouTube. This should be highly concerning to advertisers as well. We understand that YouTube has an important role to play in promoting free speech. However, content uploaded by geeks and gamers, RK Outpost, and Nerdrotic is not opinion or criticism. It is prolonged, targeted harassment against women of color. We urge YouTube to enforce its community guidelines and demonetize these channels immediately and permanently. I'm not in favor of doing like 40 videos just going after somebody. There's nothing wrong with critiquing the actress on what happened in the show at all. There's also nothing wrong with critiquing her music video she put out. She put it out there. You're going to talk about it. That's life. Too bad. Don't put it out if you don't want people to talk about it. But I can see why just video after video would upset people. But at the end of the day, nothing they're saying goes over the line. They tread it, I think. I think they tread it. I mean, they get kind of close to it, but I don't see anything going over the line to where grown adults can't just move on with their lives. Again, I've been called racist. I've been called every phobe under the sun just for saying I don't like a show or I don't like this particular thing about, Rey or something like that in Star Wars. Whatever. Get over it. Like, I said that Moses Ingram's character was terrible on Twitter, and I got called every name in the book from Molly's side, right? So I don't really see a difference there. And she's claiming that these guys are racists and stuff. That's a pretty inflammatory thing to say. Like, I would say calling Amanda Stenberg a B is not as bad as calling another person a racist, especially when you don't have any receipts. You're literally making a manifesto because Amanda Stenberg said people said mean things to her and never provided the proof, right? That's not enough. Like, and maybe you should just ignore them, right? If you don't like them, just ignore them. So anyway, wow. Like, imagine putting that much effort, guys. Like, it's crazy. What is going on? And then we get to the final thing about this, and that is that she's not the only one involved here. I still find that so crazy. Hey, YouTube, action required. Like, it's just unreal. But anyway, so this guy was part of it. Jared, the Dark Jedi. I'm sure he's already blocked me. I've never interacted with him in my life. So he was involved. Kyle Catern. He's pretty sure he's blocked me. Yeah. Yeah, he's blocked me. This guy's blocked me. Never interacted with him in my life. Rewriting Ripley. A handful of YouTubers have jeopardized the safety of our community and the creatives we love for too long. Star Wars fandom demands action. YouTube demonetized nerd erotic Ryan Kendall and geeks and gamers. Hate should not be a career path. You don't get to decide that. You don't get to decide that, buddy. If they want to have that, they can do it. You don't own everybody. You don't get to decide. Like, it's a free country. But this is wild. Okay, so after all that effort and all these guys, and over course of a few days, pushing this idea, then this thanks for the reach out, just heard back and confirmed that this content is not violative and will remain up. We totally understand you may not agree with this decision, but we reviewed this video very carefully against our policies. So these people think that they're like fighting in some sort of like war. It's Star Wars. And look at how butthurt Ripley is. This is an admission that you have not reviewed our concerns, proven by saying this video when there are 10 plus videos in question. However, thank you for confirming your inability to take safety seriously. You and your advertisers will be hearing more from us soon. What are you going to do about it, dude? You can't do nothing. Additionally, I would like to point out, Team YouTube, that nobody in Star Wars fandom has requested select videos to be removed, simply that a handful of YouTube channels should be demonetized. The lack of clarity in your response to address our real concerns is appalling. My whole thing about this entire situation is, these are adults. People. We are adults. This is, like, junior high level garbage. Like, get over it. Get over yourself. Get over, your virtue feelings for somebody else who hasn't even proven to you that the things they claim have happened to them. Just stop. Just be an adult. Ignore them if you don't like them. And move on. Like, if you don't think YouTube is going to deal with them if they need to? If they cross that line? Of course they're going to. They do it to lots of people. Happens all the time. So I don't know why you guys spend all your time trying to deplatform people that you just don't like. Like, that's all this is. You just don't like that they criticize the crappy TV shows. You want it all to be unicorns and rainbows and everybody's happy and nobody's mad and everyone loves everything. And that's just not the way it's going to be. No one has to adhere to your opinion. And I mean, here's a classic example. Fresh and Fit. Anyone who's claiming, they're not doing anything because these YouTube channels are making them money. Fresh and Fit made YouTube lots of money. And they got demonetized because they took it too far. They crossed the line. Like, that's reality. So, anyways, guys, all that to say, this is hilarious and dumb. And I don't know why people don't just grow up, including Amanda Stenberg and all the actresses and actors as well. Grow up. Move on. Hurt feelings. Boo-hoo. Everyone gets made fun of in life sometimes. People hear nasty things in life sometimes. Let's be adults and stop being children. Let me know in the comment section what you think. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. It always helps the channel. Feel free to check out anything else on my channel and have yourselves a really good day.